Farwa remembers that she had a will. She gives it to Qasim. He goes, gives it to his uncle. Imam Hussein opens the letter and he starts to read it. And as he's reading it, tears flow from his eyes, because he remembers his brother Hassan. And the letter reads and states, "My brother Hussein, when you read this letter, you will be surrounded by enemies and I will not be there to support you. But you will allow my son Qasim to come to your assistance. He will sacrifice for me. He will be there on my behalf." Imam al-Hussein turns to Qasim and he says, "Qasim, how do you find death?" "My uncle, I find death sweeter than honey." 13 years old, sweeter than honey, death? When swords are being rained at you, arrows and stones? Imam al-Hussein goes back into the tent and he has the amama of his brother Hassan. As soon as he puts it on the face, on the head of Qasim, he remembers his brother Hassan and he starts to weep and cry. "My nephew Qasim, go and sacrifice yourself for your father and for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the place of your father Hassan, in the place of my brother who is not here. And when you see your father, give him my salams and tell him I am coming to meet him soon." "Yes, my uncle, I shall do that." When Qasim is on the horse and he goes to the battlefield, some of the enemies have even written in history, and it states, some of the enemies have even written, and it states that who is this person whose face is shining like the moon, so bright? One of the other enemies says that I remember a young boy whose face was shining like the moon, and that his left strap, his sandal was broken. I cannot forget what they did to that young man. I cannot forget what they did to that young man. Qasim goes out and fights. He says, "I am from the Bani Hashim. I am from Ali ibn Abu Talib. And I am here to defend my uncle Hussein. If you want to go to Hussein, why don't you come through me?" It is said that there was someone who goes behind Qasim ibn al-Hassan, takes a battalion, takes one of those iron clubs and puts it on his head in such a manner. Well, Qasim, who is trying to fight, falls from the horse. When he falls from the horse, he calls out to his uncle, "Assalamu alayka, ya Aba Abdullah." My last salams, my last salutations to you, my uncle Hussein. Imagine the love that Hussein had for him. This was the amanah that Hassan ibn Ali gave to his brother. He rushes out. When he is rushing out, it is said that the enemies become frightened. They are not sure what is happening. Some of the enemies, the horses start to trample the body of Hazrat Qasim. The body is so mutilated that when Imam al-Hussein goes out, he sees that the hand is in one part, the leg is in the other part. Imam al-Hussein takes out the Imam, he takes out what he's wearing. He puts each body part one by one inside. Then he takes it on his back and he's going towards the tents. As he goes towards the tents, he doesn't know how to move forward because his mother is waiting for him. His mother is waiting like Aun and Muhammad to see the entire body. Fizza comes out. Imam Hussein says, "Fizza, go tell the ladies to be prepared for what they are about to see." Imam al-Hussein takes the amama and he goes back into the tent. He lays it down open and it says, Farwa, what have they done to you? How have they slaughtered you? All for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
وصراخ فوضوي